So I have here a video from our dude Willow, brother. You guys know that our dude Willow is creating DC Dual Force videos left and right. The dude is on fire with a DC Dual Force video daily, brother. He's coming up with ideas all the time. So he has here a video where he talks about how many cards you are getting in the game, the monetization, and more from DC Dual Force. So let's take a look at what he's saying in here. You guys know that I am really excited about DC Dual Force. I really want to play this game. Hey, CCG Labs, people from DC Dual Force, community managers, if you are watching this and if there is a closed beta, get me in. If there is an open beta, well, I don't care, it is open. But if it is closed, get me in. I am going to make cool videos. So yes, I am really excited about this game. I want to play it. So let's see what Willow says in here about the cards in the game and the monetization.
This is a bit of a scary topic, but I think it's one worth covering, and that's monetization in DC Dual Force.
Of course, it is a scary topic because you have things, and I know that we don't want to talk about this, but we have to do it because it is the only frame of reference that we have. You have games like Marvel Snap that are really cool, fun games that get a little bit screwed up because of the monetization. So let's hope that DC Dual Force can avoid those pitfalls, brother.
Topic has come up a bunch in the community Discord server that I've been running. Speaking of which, if you're at all interested, please come join us. There's a bunch of people in there who are all excited about DC Dual Force. So stop by, say hello, share your opinions on the game. We'd be happy.
I am on that Discord, boys, and let me tell you, it is a cool Discord. There is always conversations about DC Dual Force, and if you wanna be like up to date, like the second they drop a news about DC Dual Force, you wanna know it right away. Be on the Discord because it is going to pop off in there immediately, brother. There is a lot of people in there that are all the time aware of what's happening. There is the link is here in the description of the video, and you guys know that I link the video down in the description. Always I link the original video on my reactions, brother.
To have you. Monetization isn't the only thing we're going to cover in this video, though. We're also going to talk about their content delivery system, which obviously I know where this video is going. I can tell you that it sounds really promising. Now, remember, DC Dual Force was originally planned to be released in 2022 after being announced in 2021. Shortly after it was announced, GameSpot did an interview article with Corey Jones, who's one of the people in charge of the project. They're one of the people who's in charge over at CCG Labs now, and they discussed
so he transferred with the team. When they change companies, the dude is still in there. That is good news. I like that because that means that maybe some of this is still on there, you know. Of course, it could change. This is from 2021, brother. Almost 2 years, like a year and a half. A lot of this might have changed, but there is still a lot that could be the same, you know. Maybe they change some things, maybe some other things are still the same. So this is a frame of reference. Also, even if they change the whole thing, this is a frame of reference about their philosophy, how they view these things, you know, and that is cool to know too.
A lot of things about the game. You've seen me talk about the core rules of this game and dive deep into details about how everything works. Most of that information comes from this GameSpot article. So if you want to know any additional information about the game, be sure to go check out that article. But there's one section of this article I haven't touched yet in a video, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. It's all about their content delivery.
We have Willow right here in the chat, and he's saying this guy is a part of the leadership at CCG Labs now, and that is cool to know. That is cool to know, brother, because again, that means that first of all, they don't completely change their minds around the philosophy of the game because it is on the hands of the same people, and also because well, maybe mainly because of that
system. Now, the main reason I haven't discussed this part of the article yet is because they're primarily talking about PvE. It just happens to also give us a lot of insight about their content delivery as far as new cards are concerned. Now, keep in mind, like I said, this article is from 2021, and the game's now releasing in Q2 or Q3 of 2023. A lot of time has passed between then and now, so everything is subject to change. They might have completely overhauled their content delivery plans. The game might look a lot different. but we can say that this was their plan back in 2021, so my guess is it's going to look similar to this. I'm just going to read verbatim what they said in the article, and then we'll discuss the details that we learned from said article. And again, we're not just reading the whole article, we're reading just this one subsection. One of the main hallmarks of DC Dual Force will be its free weekly PvE offerings, short one-off chapters that follow an individual comic from DC's decades of comic history. Jones mentions Action Comics #1, Superman's first appearance, and the Red Sun arc as two example stories these challenges could follow. But he says there are plenty of paths to choose from there. And that's absolutely true. Even just looking at some of the examples we went over in the comic book references video that we did covering all of the comic books that show up in the trailer, if you look at any of those individual comic book issues, just picking out one thing to base a PvE encounter on is quite difficult. A lot of stuff can happen in a single comic book issue, so there's a lot of room for design and expression, even just...
Exactly. I imagine the PvE wouldn't be just, oh, fight these dudes, but it will be like an storyline, you know? Like you go and go between the steps of the whole storyline. And that is a lot of work, brother. If they are planning to release one storyline every month, that is a lot of work. They are working hard on this thing, brother. That is a lot of content, you know, which is cool in my opinion. I like getting content. Getting content is cool. So apparently what they want to do is they release an storyline monthly, and tied to that storyline, when you beat it or when you progress on it, you get cards. That is the feeling that I am getting from this, which is cool. I am fine with that. I am completely fine with that, brother. Weekly. Oh, weekly is even better, brother. Weekly is even better. But didn't we read on that post? They said weekly first, but they in the official website of the CCG Labs, they said monthly. Well, whatever. Either of those is cool. You are more on point with than me in this, so I am going to take your word for the weekly. And again, an storyline weekly is just fucking insane, brother. It is fucking insane. And getting cards from there is good in my opinion. I remember Hearthstone being like that, but you had to buy it. And here they are saying it's free. In Hearthstone, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was stuff like Naxxramas and Blackrock Mountain, and what was the other one that I played? I know there was Karazhan or however you pronounce that, but I didn't play that one. There was another, oh, the League of Explorers. I played that one. So those were adventures that you could have in Hearthstone, and when you progress through the adventures, you get cards. But in Hearthstone, you had to buy it with gold or money. And they are saying here that it is free, which is even better. So I am understanding that you play the PvE, you get cards, and that's it. It says weekly in the article. Okay, 100% then.
Just within a single issue of a comic book. We've also talked to DC about other media as well, Jones explains. For example, Black Adam. We could do a month-long series of PvE comics that are all around Black Adam or something like that. We could have a celebrity pick the comics in a given week. There are tons of ideas. Jones thinks longtime DC fans will be able to appreciate these mini stories even if they haven't read the comic books. He goes on to say, I love The Dark Knight, I love Red Sun, and here I get to play a little gamified version of it and collect specific cards from that comic. How cool is that? I have to agree, it
is cool as fuck, brother.
That's very cool. Each of the weekly challenges will come with 3 cards given to all players, meaning an offering of 150 cards per year. That is a...
Right there, you have already a better system than the other game. I am not going to name it, but the other game gives you 52 cards a year. And that is if you buy them, but because maybe you don't buy them because they are Series 5, but let's assume that you get them. You get every single card. It is only 52 cards a year. Here you are getting 150, brother. That is cool. That is cool.
A crazy amount of cards to just give away for free. We'll talk a bit more about that later. Players who miss a weekly challenge can catch up through DC Dual Force's subscription model. That's interesting. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute, which also...
So there is a subscription model. Oh, well, we don't know for sure, but there will probably be a subscription model. And let me tell you, I am fine with that depending on how much it costs and depending what it gives you, you know? Because if you think about it, if you are one of the people that buys Marvel Snap Season Pass every month, you are basically paying a $10 subscription, right? A $10 subscription. So if this Dual Force subscription costs $5 or costs $10 and they give you a lot more stuff, it is worth it then, right? So it will be cool.
Also offers a number of 5-card packs, so each pack will have 5 cards in it, equal to the price of the subscription model, and a micro set of 8 free cards once per month. Pricing on packs and the subscription model were not available as of this writing.
So there will be packs. Also cool to know that there are packs. If there are packs, we can assume there is a crafting system. I will be amazed if there is a game that has packs and doesn't have a crafting system, right? And having a crafting system is cool because you can target the cards you want. And I love targeting the cards I want, brother. Because imagine, for example, I have said several times that the card I want to see the most is Darkside. Please give me a Darkside card. Please don't launch the game without the Darkside card, brother. So let's say that they launch the game and they have a Darkside. And I open my packs and I don't get Darkside. I am going to be pissed. So how do I solve this problem? I craft Darkside, right? So a crafting system is cool. A crafting system is cool. The other thing we are seeing in here is that apparently you are getting 8 free cards on top of the 3 cards that they are giving you from the PvE. So if you buy the subscription, you get the 3 free cards that you are getting weekly. So these are 12 cards a month plus 8 cards from the subscription. These are 20 cards a month. Ooh, my brother, that is a lot of content. That is a lot of content. And that means that we will have a lot of cards in this game too. I like having a lot of cards, but when you have a lot of cards, the game is harder to balance too. So let's see how they approach all of this, brother.
And I would imagine, even if it was, probably would have changed between now and then anyway. The game will also see full expansions a la other card games, with Jones saying there will be 1 every 4 months or so. That's 3 expansions a year. He stresses that...
Okay, that is also cool to know. Expansions, let's say that an expansion in this Dual Force is for 100 cards. That is a lot of content again, brother. That is a lot of fucking content. I am excited. This makes me hopeful for the game because even if they change this, even if they completely rework this tells me that their philosophy is having a lot of content, you know, that they want to release a bunch of cards. That is the feeling that I am getting here. Of course, maybe getting those cards is expensive when we get the game. I don't know that. But what this tells me is even if they completely rework the system, they want to release a bunch of cards. And to me, that is cool.
Regular content is paramount to DC Dual Force, saying that collectible...
They are saying it, the regular content is paramount. Oh, cool.
Card games like this suffer from a lack of consistent content. You think about how few and far between PvE content is in other digital card games. It's expensive, it's hard to make, and it gets consumed instantaneously. For us, that we're able to use all of these beloved comic books as a baseline to build all of this PvE content is such a great innovation. It's so cool seeing this because he addressed so many things that would be my initial concern.
That is completely true, because when you go to the, how I said earlier, the adventures in Hearthstone, people use bug the adventure, completely ran through the adventure because it was too easy. The PvE wasn't a challenge. You just completely stomp the adventure and you get the cards and you never touch that mode again because you go to the PvP again to use the cards that you use again, you know. So if they bring weekly challenges, you have a reason to go back to the PvE every time. I don't think they will make it really hard to pull off because they want people to complete the storylines, you know. So I don't think it will be hard to, maybe you will just stomp it. But by virtue of being content that gets released frequently, you don't care.
When someone told me, hey, we're making a free-to-play card game, and one of the core tenets of this free-to-play card game is that we're going to have weekly missions, weekly PvE missions that are supposed to expand this kind of PvE experience. My very first thought is, well, PvE is content that gets consumed quite quickly. What is that like? If I'm a player who only wants to play PvE and I don't want to play PvP, is there even going to be enough content for me to be able to do that? He doesn't tell us what the answer is, but
maybe if you play the game like when the game has 20 storylines already in there, you can go and play a bunch of PvE, you know. But when we are starting out and maybe they have 1 or 2, it will be harder to only play PvE unless they have like a hard mode. For example, the ones in Hearthstone had that, like they had normal mode and heroic mode. So maybe the storylines have a hard mode that is really hard to accomplish, and you have to build your deck specifically to beat it. I don't know, this is pure speculation, of course, but that will be a way to keep people engaged with the PvE mode, you know. Again, I am a PvPer. I am more concerned about the PvP being good, but I like the fact that there is a PvE mode, and I am, of course, going to enjoy it.
Corey Jones is aware that that's an issue, so I imagine they have some answer to that. So what are the big takeaways from this paragraph? Well, first of all, we have weekly free PvE missions. That's huge. We get 3 free cards every week, which is insane. That equals a total of 150 cards completely for free every year. That's assuming that you play every single week. Of course, you might miss out on some if you don't play every week, and you'll be able to catch up with the subscription service, which
I know that for Willow that is not a problem because he's going to play every week. He's not going to miss a free card. He's not going to miss it, brother. And I will try to not miss any one of those two. But for the new players that come afterwards, it might be an issue. You know, you get into the game 8 months after the game is launched. You missed out on a bunch of those. But they say that the monthly subscription is going to help you catch up.
Again, we don't know the details of the subscription service. We don't even know if this is a thing they're going to want to continue to do moving forward. But as of 2021, the information was that players with the subscription service would be able to access old PvE missions, which are no longer in the game. They would also receive packs equal to the cost of the subscription service. So let's say...
By the way, this is telling me something. When they release an storyline or a PvE mission, the mission is going away, right? Because they are saying accessing missions that you missed from previous weeks. So there is a FOMO element in here. Play the mission because the mission is going away. And if you miss it and you want to access it later, you have to pay. I am not saying this is bad at all because you are getting it for free if you get it when you should get it. So it is cool in my book. I am just saying that there is a FOMO element in there. But it is not bad, brother. Let's be honest. You can get this shit for free.
So the subscription service is $10, and $10 would normally get you, I don't know, 3 packs or whatever. You'll get 3 packs plus a quote-unquote mini set of cards every month tied to that subscription service. So already, without having to spend any money on a subscription, you're going to get 150 cards per year, plus an additional 8 cards every month if you do have that subscription. And in addition to that, later on in the article, we found out that there are going to be 3 expansions per year, or 1 expansion every 4 months, which maths out to 3 expansions per year. If we assume the average expansion size is, I don't know, we'll be a little bit generous and say 120. Usually the average number of cards in an expansion in other card games is somewhere between 100 and 150 cards. We'll just put it right there in the middle and say 120. That's over 600 cards every year if you add all of that up. I cannot tell you how exciting that is. My only concern in there, and concern I'm using quite lightly here because all of that information is incredibly positive. 150 cards completely for free is absolutely amazing. And then everything else we mentioned is also pretty damn awesome. Again, lightly using the word concern is that I've never heard of a card game using a direct subscription model, and I wonder how the average player will feel about it. Now, really, if you think about what a subscription model is, and
let me tell you this. This wouldn't make that much money, and that is why no card game is going to do it. But people normally spend a lot of money on card games, right? People say, no, I spend like $200 per Hearthstone expansion. I spend $200 for 1 card in Marvel Snap. No, I spend $300 for Magic the Gathering expansions, you know? So when you factor this in, you are spending a lot of money a year. What if there is a card game that it is not free? It is not free. You need to pay money to play it. And let's say it costs $10 a month to play the game, but everything is unlocked. Like Netflix, you know, you pay $10 to access the platform. And when you are there, everything goes. That would be cool. You would be spending what? $120 the whole year. That is cheaper than anything else. But that would make less money for the company, and a lot of people will say, oh, I am not going to pay $10 monthly. That is stupid. Free to play is better. Not knowing that in free to play they are getting fucked in the ass. But that is another topic completely.
and what it offers, a subscription model is effectively what a battle pass is. A battle pass is like an indirect subscription model that doesn't auto-renew ever, so I guess there's that. But really, a battle pass, if you think about it, is just a subscription model. And so I wonder if this will really be a subscription model or if it will be something closer to a battle pass. A subscription model is just a little bit more of a, I'll say, for lack of a better word, honest approach to a battle pass. I do wonder though if they'll change this to be,
and that is weird because people don't like subscriptions, but they are fine with season passes. So like you do the same thing but change the name and people are, oh, okay,
a battle pass system, just because battle passes seem so industry standard at this point. Personally,
exactly.
I'm all in favor for a traditional subscription model, especially considering the amount of value they're offering here. I mean, assuming you're going to pay for packs anyway, the subscription model covers the cost, right? So let's say the subscription model is, I don't know, $15. Let's just make it up and say it's $15. And let's say you were already going to spend $15 on packs. You make up your money, so you already get access to the same number of packs you were going to buy with that money. And on top of that, you get all of the old weekly missions and 8 free cards every month. I don't know what to say other than that is extraordinary.
Exactly. It is better to subscribe than to buy the packs. Of course it is, brother.
Extraordinary value. And even though everything in this article is extraordinarily promising, this article was 2 years ago. You know, a lot can change during that time. So like I said, take all of this information with a grain of salt, but the information we do have is extraordinarily promising. I'm going to sign out there though. Keep being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.
So as always, great video, Willow. You are doing a great job with these videos. And yes, brother, thanks for the video so we can react to it. What can I extract from this? Okay, there are going to be packs. Probably there are going to be packs. The existence of packs gives us probably the existence of a crafting system, which is fucking cool having a crafting system. There are going to be PvE missions, and this is 100% confirmed. This is not going to change. There are going to be PvE missions, and those PvE missions will probably award us with free cards. That is cool. This is all information that can be derived from here, and that is probably 100% locked in. The other thing that we can derive from here is that they are planning to release a bunch of content yearly, brother. So that is really hopeful for me. That is cool. That is exciting. I want to see a bunch of content in the game. So far in terms of economy, where are they deriving their money from? From buying packs and from buying the subscription model, which is cool. Apparently they are not trying to sell bullshit, you know, and that is cool. Maybe if they come up with cosmetics and stuff, I am fine with that. That is cool. But if you have a crafting system, I am cool with that. So great for you, Dual Force. Let's hope everything goes fine. Let's hope the game doesn't disappoint us when it launches. I always say that I prefer to be surprised than disappointed, so I try to keep my expectations low. But I must tell you that I am really hyped for Dual Force, so please don't disappoint me, motherfucker.